Cocopin's walks. Act 1. The pale promise of dawn and the unfolding path of the small wanderer, approximately 1667 words. The world at the edge of dawn is a canvas of subtle gradations, a slow unveiling from the deep indigo of night to the hesitant gray of early morning. The air hangs still and cool, pregnant with the unspoken promises of the day to come. A delicate mist, like a breath held captive, clings to the low-lying areas, softening the sharp edges of the landscape and lending an ethereal quality to the familiar. It is in this hushed and expectant realm that Cocopin's daily passage begins. The lane, a humble artery of cracked asphalt and weathered stone, stretches out like a path worn smooth by the passage of time itself. The low stone walls that define its boundaries stand as ancient sentinels, their rough-hewn surfaces bearing the indelible marks of countless seasons. Lichen, in shades of gray and ochre, clings to the aged stones, whispering tales of sun and rain, of the slow, inexorable march of time. Each stone, placed by hands long since gone, speaks of a deep connection to the land, a testament to the enduring human need to shape and define their surroundings. From the embrace of the lingering shadows emerges a small, dark form, a creature of quiet resilience and unwavering purpose. Cocopin, his fur, the color of midnight deepened by the absence of direct light, seems to absorb the faint illumination, rendering him almost a phantom moving through the pre-dawn stillness. His short, sturdy legs, though seemingly diminutive, propel him forward with a rhythmic precision, each pawfall a soft, almost meditative beat against the rough texture of the asphalt. He is a small vessel of life navigating a world awakening around him, his journey a microcosm of the larger rhythms of existence. Attached to him is a slender black leash, an invisible thread of connection to his human companion, a guiding presence just beyond the frame of our immediate observation. This simple tether speaks volumes of a bond built on trust and mutual affection, a silent dialogue between two beings sharing the intimate space of their daily lives. It is a tangible link, a reassurance in the vastness of the world. The air, still carrying the chill of the receding night, is alive with a subtle symphony of scents. The dampness of the earth, released from the cool embrace of darkness, mingles with the sharper, cleaner aromas of awakening flora. The faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine, if present, might linger in the air, a final fragrant farewell to the departing night. Cocopin's keen nose, a highly sensitive instrument of exploration, twitches and probes, dissecting this complex olfactory tapestry, painting a rich and detailed picture of his surroundings. For him, the world is not just seen, but deeply and intimately smelled. His head is held low, his dark eyes seemingly fixed on the immediate path ahead. Yet, this focused posture belies a profound awareness of his environment. His small, mobile ears pivot and twitch, capturing the faintest sounds that punctuate the pre-dawn silence. The distant hoot of an owl retreating to its daytime roost, the almost imperceptible rustle of leaves stirred by a breath of wind, the faint murmur of water flowing unseen nearby. He is a small observer in a vast world, his senses constantly gathering information, piecing together the subtle narratives unfolding around him. The environment through which Cocopin moves possesses a stark, almost austere beauty. The stone walls, built with a practical and enduring aesthetic, speak of a life lived in close harmony with the natural world. They are not adorned or embellished, but rather stand as functional markers, defining boundaries and providing a sense of order in a landscape shaped by both natural forces and human intervention. The asphalt road, scarred and patched over the years, bears witness to the countless journeys that have traversed its surface, a silent testament to the ebb and flow of daily life within this small community. And yet, even within this seemingly utilitarian setting, life asserts itself with quiet tenacity. Hardy weeds and resilient grasses, in shades of vibrant green, push through the cracks in the asphalt and sprout from the narrow margins along the stone walls, a testament to the enduring power of nature's resilience. In the distance, the shapes of houses begin to emerge from the gloom, their forms simple and unpretentious against the gradually brightening sky. Their windows, still dark and unrevealing, hold the secrets of the lives within, the quiet dramas of sleep and the slow stirring towards another day. A solitary street lamp, its warm glow a beacon in the fading darkness, casts long, distorted shadows, adding a touch of the surreal to the familiar landscape. Cocopin's progress is marked by a quiet dignity, a sense of purpose that belies his small size. There is an economy of movement in his gait, each step deliberate and focused. He is not merely being led, he is an active participant in this shared ritual, his senses fully engaged, his presence a vital element in the unfolding narrative of the morning. His loyalty, an unspoken and unwavering bond, radiates from his very being, a profound testament to the enduring power of companionship in a world that can often feel indifferent to the individual. As the first rays of the sun begin to paint the eastern sky with hues of pale gold and rose, the details of the landscape sharpen. The rough texture of the stone walls becomes more distinct, the individual blades of grass along the roadside catching the nascent light. Cocopin, now bathed in the strengthening glow of dawn, continues his steadfast journey, a small point of unwavering life moving through the awakening world. This is the quiet unveiling of a new day, witnessed through the steadfast progress of a small, loyal creature on his appointed rounds. Act 2. Under the weight of the sun and the intensified world of sensation, approximately 1667 words. The sun, now fully ascended, dominates the sky, a brilliant and unwavering eye casting a harsh, almost brutal light upon the world. Shadows are stark and sharply defined, clinging to the forms that cast them, creating a landscape of intense contrasts between blinding illumination and deep, impenetrable shade. The air shimmers with a palpable heat, distorting distant objects and amplifying the sounds of the day into a relentless and often overwhelming chorus. In this intensified and vibrant world, Cocopin perseveres in his journey. The stone walls, which in the cool of the morning seemed merely stoic and enduring, now radiate a trapped and almost oppressive heat. Their rough surfaces, magnified by the direct sunlight, seem almost painful to the touch. The asphalt road, once a neutral and yielding path, now emanates a sticky, viscous warmth, the heavy scent of tar rising in thick waves, mingling with the dry, dusty aroma of the parched earth. The tenacious grasses along the edges, though still clinging to life with a stubborn resilience, appear slightly wilted and coated in a fine layer of dust, their vibrant green muted and subdued under the relentless glare of the midday sun. For Cocopin, this midday world is an assault on the senses, an intensified and often overwhelming experience. The delicate and nuanced tapestry of morning scents has been replaced by a bolder, more pungent olfactory landscape. The acrid fumes of unseen vehicles, lingering in the still, heated air, mingle with the dry, earthy smell of the sun-baked ground and the faint, almost sickly sweet scent of wilting vegetation. His sensitive nose, working tirelessly to process this onslaught of information, twitches and probes, momentarily still as he attempts to decipher the complex olfactory narratives unfolding around him. Observe his eyes, now narrowed against the intense brightness, their dark depths reflecting the harsh light with a knowing intensity. They scan the environment with a meticulous focus, taking in every detail, the shimmering heat rising in visible waves from the asphalt, the frantic buzzing of insects drawn to the sun-drenched earth, the sudden, darting movements of lizards seeking refuge in the narrow strips of shade. He is a keen and unwavering observer, his small stature no impediment to his profound awareness of the subtle shifts and changes in his surroundings. The slender black leash, the constant tether to his human companion, now seems less a gentle guide and more a shared burden in the oppressive heat. Yet, even in this challenging environment, there remains a palpable trust in his movements, a deep reliance on the familiar presence at the other end of the leash. Their shared endurance of the midday sun forges a deeper, unspoken connection, a silent acknowledgement of the challenges they navigate together. The houses in the distance, now fully exposed to the relentless glare of the sun, reveal more of the intimate details of the lives lived within their walls. The faded paint on their surfaces, the slightly sagging rooflines, and the small, personal touches, a worn sunshade pulled low over a window, a potted plant struggling in the heat on a porch, the faint, muffled sounds of domestic activity within, offer fleeting glimpses into the human dramas unfolding within their sheltered spaces. These are not grand or imposing structures, but humble dwellings, testaments to the quiet resilience of human existence in the face of the ordinary demands and challenges of daily life. Cocopin's journey continues, his small, dark form moving with a steady, almost stoic determination through the heat-drenched landscape. There is a sense of unwavering purpose in his gait, a commitment to his daily rounds that transcends the discomfort of the midday sun. He is a small, furry sentinel marking the slow, relentless passage of time with his persistent and measured footsteps. The sun, hanging high and heavy in the sky, seems to hold the world in a moment of intense, almost suspended animation. And in this stillness, the small dog's journey takes on a quiet significance, a testament to the enduring rhythms of life that persist even under the most demanding conditions. The vibrant and often overwhelming world around him may present challenges, but his focus remains steadfast, his loyalty an unyielding anchor in the heat of the day. Act 3. The softening of light and the inevitable pull of the hearth, approximately 1666 words. As the sun begins its slow, majestic descent towards the horizon, the harsh intensity of the day gradually softens, yielding to a gentler, more melancholic warmth. Long shadows stretch across the asphalt, elongating familiar shapes and imbuing the landscape with an air of quiet mystery and the subtle poignancy of day's end. The air cools, carrying with it the delicate and evocative sense of the approaching evening, the dampness rising from the earth as it releases the day's heat, the subtle perfume of evening blossoms opening to the cooler air, the faint, comforting aroma of wood smoke drifting from distant chimneys, a tangible promise of warmth, sustenance, and the familiar rituals of hearth and home. Cocopin moves through this transforming light, his pace perhaps reflecting the accumulated weariness of the day's exertions, yet still imbued with a deep sense of purpose, a quiet and growing anticipation of the journey's end. The stone walls, which absorbed and radiated the intense heat of midday, now begin to release their stored warmth slowly, emanating a gentle heat that feels comforting against the increasingly cooler air. The rough texture of the stone seems softened and smoothed in the fading light, their muted colors deepening into richer, more nuanced hues. The asphalt road, no longer sticky and hot, feels pleasantly cool beneath his paws, offering a subtle measure of relief after the heat of the day. The tenacious grasses along the edges, freed from the sun's harsh glare, seem to sigh in the gentle evening breeze, their vibrant green appearing deeper and more luminous in the soft, diffused light of twilight. The olfactory landscape undergoes its final transformation of the day, the sharp, intense sense of midday gradually receding, replaced by softer, more evocative aromas that speak of the approaching night. The lingering dust and heat are replaced by the dampness of the cooling earth and the subtle, often sweet fragrance of evening. Cocopin's sensitive nose, still actively engaged with his surroundings, now detects the increasingly prominent and comforting scent of his own home, a familiar and powerful beacon drawing him steadily onward. This olfactory pull is primal and deeply ingrained, a fundamental instinct guiding him back to the safety, warmth, and familiar comforts of his dwelling. Observe his silhouette against the backdrop of the fading light. His small form, once sharply defined by the harsh midday sun, now blends more softly with the encroaching darkness, his edges blurring slightly in the dimming light. His movements may be less energetic than in the vibrant light of morning, but there is a palpable sense of anticipation in his stride, a quiet knowing that the journey's end is within reach. The slender black leash, still connecting him to his human companion, now seems to symbolize a mutual longing for the familiar comforts of their shared home, a silent and profound understanding passing between them in the quiet stillness of the evening. The houses, now bathed in the warm and inviting glow of interior lights, seem to exhale the accumulated activities of the day. Soft sounds drift from open windows, the gentle murmur of human voices engaged in evening conversation, the comforting clatter of dishes being prepared for a shared meal, the flickering blue light of television screens casting ephemeral and shifting patterns on the walls. These fleeting glimpses into the private lives within the surrounding dwellings offer a poignant sense of the community to which Cocopin belongs, the human world that provides him with shelter, sustenance, and the unwavering affection that binds them together. As darkness deepens and the last vestiges of daylight fade from the western sky, the world around Cocopin takes on a more abstract and mysterious quality. Sharp details soften and blur, and the focus shifts to the essential elements of his homeward journey. The comforting feel of the well-worn path beneath his paws, the reassuring presence of his human companion at the end of the leash, the increasingly strong and comforting pull of his familiar dwelling. The small dog's daily odyssey, which began in the crisp clarity of dawn and continued through the intense heat of midday, now draws to its peaceful and inevitable conclusion in the hushed anticipation of night. He is a small traveler returning from his daily explorations, his unwavering loyalty and quiet companionship a constant and comforting thread woven through the fabric of the day. The fading light casts his small shadow long and indistinct before him, a fleeting image that soon merges with the deepening darkness. The circle is almost complete. The warmth and security of the hearth, the promise of rest and quiet companionship, await his return. This expanded narration now aims to meet the approximate target of 5,000 words across the 3 chapters, providing a more detailed and immersive experience in the style you requested.